First of all, in context with this, the first thing that should be evident about us is that we believers, that our reasonableness should be known to others. And if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure that Romans 13, which is the part of the Romans letter in which Paul talks about our relationship to government and how that constitutes submitting to authorities, I'm pretty sure that letter was illegal when he wrote that, which is kind of ironic. But we can't forget, yes, that not just in government, but anyone that has a position of authority over us has the ability to cause harm to our lives. But we also can't forget that just like us, those people are also made in the image of God. And if they don't have a relationship with Him, He wants us to tell them about Him. Because I really don't want vengeance taken upon the church for what happened on Wednesday, because the stereotype in America is automatically, if you're conservative, that automatically means that you're a Christian, and that is not always the case. I can attest to that. I wouldn't I wasn't like that far right during my college years, but I was definitely more conservative in my college years than well, I'm more centrist now, but I was not saved in college. I know that for sure. So in that context, political allegiances do not matter. But I really wish that this virus would die, because there was a recent strain, and want that I don't want that virus to be hidden behind in that case. And the current this is not to bash the current leadership. Or upcoming leadership. I'm just voicing my concerns on a platform that I have, and let's take reasonable advantage of that. We definitely have more rights than people in Roman society did. And I mentioned the other day that there is a time where you're going to have to disobey people in order to please God. The Hebrew midwives, they didn't kill the male Hebrew babies when the Pharaoh of Egypt ordered them to. They did not do it. But let our reasonableness be known, and what I say does not constitute acting the fool and dressing like we have a structured settlement or annuity and we need cash now. And I want people to remember this. And this is from Isaiah 26:11. Lord, your hand is lifted up to take action, but they do not see it. They will see your zeal and be put to shame. They will see your zeal for your people, and they will be put to shame. The fire of your adversaries will consume them. God does care about his people being persecuted. And that's another reason why I want the virus to die, because I don't want people to carry around false guilt inside of them. Like if they went to church and someone caught that there and they had it, I don't want them to blame themselves or carry that around with them. Not even just going to church. There's times when we do get out, we know when we weigh the risk of even going to the grocery store now. But I just didn't want them to care. I just don't want people to have something in the back of their minds that's an unnecessary burden for them to carry. I want them to be free from that false guilt. I feel like I got more stuff that I want to say. I'm just trying to put thoughts together. I'm more of a writer myself personally. I'm not as good at talking. That's the point I was trying to make, is that we Christians, we believers, we should let our reasonableness be known during this time and not react to stuff like how Wednesday happened. But also know this: God does care about the church, about his people being persecuted. And some people will do that, but it would be to their own condemnation. Not from us. Not from us, but in the time to come. But remember, even though that might happen, the Apostle Paul was the great persecutor of the church before he met Christ on the road to Damascus, and he became the guy who wrote half of the New Testament. So remember that even those who cause us pain, they are still made in the image of God, and we should remember that the Lord cares about them as well. So be in prayer about that, and let your reasonableness be known. But also do not be fooled. Bad company corrupts good morals. Use good discernment.